Hi guys, I'm Steph and thank you so much for checking out my channel today. When you first start getting into makeup, especially if it's through YouTube, it can be very overwhelming. There are just so many brands out there, so many products coming out all the time, just so much and you're not sure where to start. At least that's how it was for me. So I've mentioned this a few times in the past, but I only recently got into makeup about 2 years ago. And even though I've had my channel for over a year now, I still consider myself very much a novice and a newbie when it comes to makeup, especially with the products that I've tried, because there's just so much on the market. There's so many brands. It's hard to kind of try everything, and there's so many amazing reviews and you hear about all these products and you want to test everything, but it can be a little bit like, oh, where do I start? So that's why I've started this series. So basically what this is that I am going to be testing out different brands and giving you my thoughts on that brand as a whole, if I want to continue using it, giving reviews on the products I've tried, and just giving a bit of an overall assessment on the brand. If you've tried products from this brand, you can also leave me suggestions on things that I should be trying. Leave suggestions for any brands you would like to see. There's just honestly so much I haven't tried. It's crazy, and not even talking like indie brands, even just like mainstream brands. There's just like so much I hadn't even heard of until I started watching YouTube. So it's a lot. But I'm sure you can see from today's title that my first video will be on First Aid Beauty. So I had heard so much about First Aid Beauty when I first started watching YouTube, which is crazy because I had never even heard of the brand before. And even though I wasn't very much into makeup, I did think skincare was something that was very important, but I was just never a brand I had even heard of. So all these people were doing reviews on it and just mentioning the brand, and I was like, I'm really intrigued and I want to try it. And then when I started to do some research and I thought about the YouTubers I was watching who were reviewing this line, it seemed like a lot of it was very targeted for dry skin, and I am definitely someone who does not have dry skin. It's very oily and acne prone, so I was a little hesitant to test out this brand, but I decided to just go for it. So a great way to test out a brand is through those little like value packs Sephora has, where you can get like 4 or 5, a few like deluxe size, and even some full size products, and it's just a good mix of everything. And usually what they put into those value packs is like the best selling items. It's a really good way to get an idea of what the brand is known for and what they do well. So I picked up one of those packs along with some other items that I had either heard a lot about or that I thought would be really good for my skin concerns. So I'm going to share with you my thoughts on these products that I've been testing out for the last, 6 weeks. I've been really putting these to the test and wearing them a lot. So first, starting with that value pack I got, the first thing I want to talk about is the Ultra Repair Cream, the Intense Hydration for Dry Parched Skin, and I believe this is the smaller size, not the full size. And I find it hard to believe that this is Intense Hydration for Dry Parched Skin. So I use this all over my body, and I do have drier skin on my body even though my face is oily, so I was really excited for this cream. And though I find it good, I can't imagine, like, I don't have any dry patches right now, and it does a good job of hydrating my skin, but it doesn't do anything incredible. And I feel like if I had even drier skin and as we're getting deeper into winter, I feel like that could happen. I'm not sure that this would do enough, but I do think they have one that is even more intense. It does have a bit of a weird smell to it, so that's a bit off-putting, but it actually dries really fast. So I know sometimes when people put on body lotion, you're a little bit sticky for a little bit and you can't like get dressed right away. I tend to put on body lotion after a shower, and this one dries down so fast. So if you don't like that sticky feeling that comes with lotion, then this is definitely a good one to check out. Something else that kind of had a funny smell to it was the Ultra Repair Face Moisturizer. And so I've been using this every day, and I tend to kind of mix moisturizers together. So I have one that is for more like acne prone skin, salicylic acid, and I mix them together, but sometimes I just use this on its own. And when I hear about First Aid Beauty, I think about for dry skin, and like I said, I don't have dry skin, but I still found this gave me like a minimum level of hydration, and I kind of felt like I wanted more. Like, it was good because it's non-comedogenic, so it doesn't lead to more breakouts, which is great, but I didn't feel like it was clogging my pores or heavy, but I felt like I could have used more hydration. Even though I have oily skin, it is dehydrated, and I felt like I was kind of missing that. So again, not a product I was like super fond of. Next is the Eye Duty Triple Remedy AM Gel Cream. And this is weird. It has a little pump on it, which was a first for me for an eye cream, and I was kind of like, oh, am I really going to be able to get the product out? And you can't open it, so that made me like a little like, ugh. But I've actually used this up and I was able to get all the product out. I really don't believe there's anything left in there. So if that's something you're kind of like wary about, just to know, I do think all the product has come out of this. I mean, I feel like it did the bare minimum of an eye cream. Like, it added a little bit of moisture, but I don't feel like it had any long-lasting hydrating effects. I feel like I put it on and within half an hour, it didn't feel like I had put on eye cream, whereas like my Clinique All About Eyes, which I love, was like super hydrating, and I felt like it adds plumpness to that area all day, whereas this one I felt like it sinks into the skin well, but it doesn't do anything special. And First Aid Beauty has about 4 or 5 eye cream, eye type products. So I'm kind of interested in checking out others from the range to see if maybe those do a little bit more, because when I think First Aid Beauty, I kind of think, first of all, dry skin, and then I also think kind of a younger targeted audience. So maybe eye creams just isn't where it's at, because also when I think eye creams, I kind of think an older audience. So I kind of want to test out a few of their other eye cream products and do a comparison to kind of see what the benefits are for each one. Last thing that came in that little gift value set was the 5-in-1 Bouncy Mask. It was just a little, very small size. I've used this about 3 times. I think I could get maybe 1 or 2 more uses out of it, which is like really good for me to use a mask that much. I was like very focused on using up these products so I could do this review, but usually like with masks, I like get them and they kind of like go in the drawer and they get used whenever. I'm not very consistent with it, so I was kind of happy about that for myself. Anyways, the 5-in-1 Bouncy Mask claims to help nourish, calm, firm, plump, and refine. And it says it is safe for sensitive skin. I have used this a few times and I have found like it did nothing. It's a clear gel. You put it on your face. You're supposed to keep it on for 10 minutes and then wash it off. And I just felt like it did not much. It is a gel, so I did kind of feel like a little bit calming, a little bit cooling, but in terms of like nourish, firm, plump, refine, like I didn't find any of that. I don't know if it's just maybe because those aren't my skin concerns, but I do have a little bit of like wrinkling on my forehead, and I thought maybe that would help with like firm or refine, and I didn't notice anything there. And I don't think this mask really did much. And First Aid Beauty is not cheap, and I just think that there are other masks on the market that probably do more for you. So this isn't something that I would suggest, and it's a sample size. I'll finish it up, but like I would never repurchase this. As you may have noticed, most of the products I've talked about so far have this blue packaging, and this is kind of like their regular line. And then they've recently come out with this stuff that has kind of this orange packaging, and it seems for the most part for me, or at least the products I've tried and when I've looked into, the orange packaging is kind of more for like the oily acne prone skin, and the blue packaging is more for like the everyday line, which I said is more like dry skin. So if you have oily skin, like they do have products for you. So I've been using the Skin Rescue Deep Cleanser with red clay that removes excess oils, unclogs pores, and purifies. It looks like this. I am like really down to the nitty gritty here, and I would 100% repurchase this. I absolutely love this cleanser. It came into my life at a time where I was having a lot of breakouts around this area because I had just gone home for a little bit and I didn't bring cleanser with me, so I was like using this cleanser my mom let me borrow, and it was just like not good for my skin. It like really gave me all this like really bad acne that was like so painful and bumpy. So, and then I started using this as soon as I came back, and this has been so good at calming my skin and just making it feel better. I feel cleansed. I feel like it really does a good job. I would 100% repurchase this. I absolutely love it. And then the next 2 products, which are also the last 2 products, are their pads. So they have 2 different types. The one that like everyone raves about is the Facial Radiance pads, and these help exfoliate, tone, and brighten. They're alcohol-free, safe for sensitive skin. So I use these pads in place of toner. I don't really love the Facial Radiance ones. I feel like they have kind of a really weird scent to them. I didn't feel like they do anything special for me. They're supposed to exfoliate but be kind of a not so intense exfoliant that you are able to use it every day, kind of like as in place of a toner. I just don't feel like it's really doing much for my skin. I don't absolutely love it, and I don't think the Facial Radiance pads are for me. And just to kind of give you an idea of what they look like, so they're little pads that are already pre-moistened, and they're this size, and these pads are not cheap, and there's only 60 in a little container. They have some containers that have less. I'm not sure if they have containers that have more. Anyways, the pads are quite big, and like I don't have a big face, so I actually cut them in half. So I'm able to use one pad I can use basically twice because I've cut them in half. So instead of it being 60 pads, it's now 120 pads. So that is a great way because they're pre-moist and there's a lot on there. You don't really need much. But I do find that I did that with both sets, and with the facial radiant ones, with the cut up ones, I do feel like by the time I'm done like 3/4 of my face, there's not a lot of product kind of soaked into the pad. Whereas with these ones, which are the clear complexion pads, and they're to help remove excess oil and minimize the appearance of pores, so again, that orange packaging, and I find these have a lot more product soaked into the pad, so it definitely lasts through like 1/2 works for my whole face. I don't feel like it's drying out halfway through. I feel like this product did so much to help with my acne. I really loved how this worked, and I would 100% repurchase this. So it really seems like the things I loved from First Aid Beauty are the stuff in the orange packaging, which kind of makes sense because it's geared towards my type of skin. And it's kind of funny that the stuff that's for more dry skin, I didn't even think was hydrating enough. So overall, I think the stuff in the orange, at least for me, is worth checking out. The stuff in the blue packaging, I think, honestly, isn't anything special, at least for me. I know there's probably a lot of differing opinions out there. Overall, I think it didn't do anything remarkable. Like, yes, the cleanser is good, and yes, I like the clear complexion pads, but I didn't think they were anything, like, life-changing. Like, yes, they were good for my skin, but I still have acne. It's not like it completely cleared everything up. So while I think I would repurchase those two items at some point, there's still so much skincare out there I want to test that I'm not going to be repurchasing them right away. And overall, my thoughts on First Aid Beauty are kind of, it's a little overpriced. I don't think it does anything special for you. And I kind of have to say it's overhyped. I know I didn't try everything from the brand, so if there's products you think that are really amazing that I didn't get a chance to try, please let me know in the comments down below because I would be interested in checking them out, and I would love to know if you guys have tried First Aid Beauty and what your thoughts are on the brand. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. Bye.